Welcome and welcome back. I really hope you all have something good to drink, something cold to drink, and you have lots of time. I just remembered the stream that I did for Gravity 2. I mean, talking about one library, and it lasted a little over 2 hours. Today we will talk about something like 10 different categories of libraries that Heavyocity have. So please, just as always, if someone should be already in the chat, let me know if you can see me, if you can hear me, everything. I do have here everything green. That's good, but I had problems with my audio interface before, unfortunately. So the Windows machine there with the OBS streaming everything didn't get any signal out of Logic. So I just hope that everything works. Hey David, nice to see you. As you're already there. Servus, good evening. Hey, hey, the gang is complete. Okay, sound and vision good. David, thanks a lot. Bernie, Switzerland is playing the European Championships today, so everybody just, like this for Bernie and Switzerland. Go Switzerland. Kate, nice to see you. Fabian. So, I will make this quick. If you shouldn't know about our ongoing scoring competition, then please just check out the last video that I published. I'm running a scoring competition at the moment together with Marika Schanz. Amazing video game trailer that we have to score. It's sponsored. There's an amazing first prize to win, a second, third prize, maybe even more. We probably have cool people even in the judging panel. So if you're interested in this, check it out. Then obviously, yes, you can get those Loops Are Bad, except these t-shirts on my shop. Even there, the link is in the description. And if you look, wow, Ukraine, cool. I mean, if you look at this graphics, you will see these graphics today a lot, because my friends over at Heavyocity allowed me to use their graphics on my t-shirts. So you might be familiar with these, Loops Are Bad. This was so ironic. Many people didn't get the sense of this video. I love loops, and especially if you have loops like these. We will talk about them in a second. I'm talking quick today because I'm afraid that in 2 hours I will show you half of what I would like to show you. And Heavyocity is running their summer sale. There are amazing prices at the moment. For example, Ascend, my number one go-to piano library, and I talked about it so often, is 50 euros at the moment. I mean, that's a steal in a certain sense for what you get out, because it's not your normal piano. There's so much more to it and stuff like this. And please say hello. Yeah. Today is, grow your tools, grow your libraries. And as really my friends over at Heavyocity, they are supporting me with so many things. Like I said, even with the logo for the t-shirt here. And they already sponsored even 2 of my events and stuff like this. So today I really would like... So you don't have damage, but now you have the damage loop on your t-shirt, Kate. That's cool, isn't it? So today I really would like to give something back and just show you a little bit a mix. I mean, I have here 18 tracks loaded with instruments of them, but I have way more libraries of them, and these 18 is more or less only the categories of stuff that you can get. So I will put on my headphones, I will switch the screen obviously, because then you can see my screen, and then I might give myself something like a time limit, something like 15, maximum 20 minutes per category. If you have questions, I'm sorry I didn't. Please say hello, Bogdana. Hello, Bogdana. Is this what you meant? Please say hello, Bogdana. Hello, Bogdana, and I hope I pronounced it well. I didn't ask them about foundation instruments. I'm sorry, because even today we have been in contact, but Robert Dujic is again working with Heavyocity on a new library, you know, and he did a lot of sound design for Heavyocity from the very first Damage on. So be prepared for something pretty neat to come. And what type of gear is needed? I mean, you need a DAW. What DAW ever? It doesn't matter if it's Logic, if it's Logic, if it's no Studio One, Cubase. It doesn't matter. You know, you need a DAW, and then you need the Contact player. You don't even need the full version of Contact, and the Contact player you can get wherever from for free. And Heavyocity, they even have free libraries, their Foundation series. And today I really would love to talk even about the Foundation series. Because to be honest, with the Foundation series by Heavyocity, you can do things that you could do even with libraries that you buy from other developers. But you can do the very same stuff with those free libraries if you know how to use them. We will go into this. So I will start with their orchestral libraries, because yes, Heavyocity is known more for the hybrid side, for the synth side, for the damaged size and that stuff, but they do have pretty neat orchestral libraries too. Obviously, yes, a little more on the hybrid, on the heavy side, but since we have not only the intimate textures and the rhythmic textures, but now even the solo textures, now they can go even very soft, really soft. We will talk about it. It's incredible. Solo textures is about to become my favorite library whenever I need just some very soft string stuff going on, solo instruments. So we start with Forzo, and of course, if you have questions, ask them. I will get into detail, because you know I have already many videos and many live streams where I explain the Gravity engine and the Ascend engine and the Damage engine and that stuff. So today I won't go deeply into those engines. I would rather like to present you, you know, the categories of libraries that they have and the content that you get in the libraries. And you see it, I'm talking fast because I'm afraid we won't touch more than the surface on this. So Forzo is their brass library, and as you can imagine, obviously you have just to show you here, if you go to Forzo, for example, you do have, as always, 2 or 3 or 4 folders. In this case you have a traditional folder and you do have an evolved folder. Within the traditional folder you do have the various instruments in the brass section. You have 12 horns, you have the horns stopped, you have the trumpets, the tenor trombones, the bass contra trombones, the tubas, and they are really badass, and then the full ensemble. And let's just have here the 12 horns, and I just go through the 12 horns, and everything you have in the 12 horns you have in all the other instruments too. So you do have a staccato, for example, just to start with. Okay, pretty cool in this case, obviously, is the repeater function. So you have obviously the rate, and even that's so cool. Everything you get from Heavyocity is time synced. We will talk about this even later. If I change the tempo of my DAW, then these things adapt automatically. I will record something in approximately 10 minutes, and then you will see you have a 4-bar riser or a 4-bar cymbal swell or whatsoever. You don't need to drag your regions forth and back. No, you just place it really on grid, and then it lasts the time that you set there. So you see that's the rate, and you have even an accent, like for example triplets or crescendo. You have an amount for this, just to show you how crazy those libraries are. They are worth. Know your tools, know your libraries. Really, you can get so much out of them if you yeah, thanks Kate. If you know how to use them. And then, for example, the last one, or the first one, you know, just to show you, you have always here the core, the extended and the effects in a close mic, in a default mic, in a wet mic mix, or in the full mix only. The full mix only obviously is the one taking up less REM possible because they just mixed it as they think it sounded best. But you have always the possibility, you have to close the room in the whole mic to you know, with the mics, to dial in your very own mix. You have a velocity curve, you have a dynamic curve, you do have obviously even here the performance where you have a gate sequencer or the macro sequencer going on and that stuff. Then you do have the portato. Yeah, you do have the long sustains. And I said this once, the long sustains, they can go even pretty soft just by the mod wheel. Then you do have this forzato. A triple P sustain. Heavyocity very often uses the triple P. Then crescendo. Time synced. Double speed. Or, you know, double speed or half speed. Because they are even time synced. And then you have a swell. And you see here the red ones, those are the key switches, and there is written even which key is triggering which. Now it's too low for my keyboard, but even that's pretty cool because you say you don't need the swell, none, and then even here the REM usage goes down because you just unload the articulations that you don't need. So that's Forzo. And just to show you even here quickly, if we go out of the traditionals folder, we get into the evolved folder, then there is the brass designer, and then this is where we really touch Heavyocity territory, because you get stuff like this. They just did their very best related to sound design, and look there how many snapshots you have. There are really lots. For example, rhythmic. Let's just take one of them. I don't know which one. Release the Beast. You can still hear that it came from brass, but it's really, really, you know, this is Heavyocity that we normally know, that. But you have even all the organic stuff, a Gladiator's Welcome. I love Forzo. I love Forzo a lot. And then you have even some loop combos just quickly. Maybe another one because there's... Hey, the QTube! Brian, nice to see you. Der Held vom Erdbeerfeld. Der mit dem wirklich coolen Auto. Blue-Eyed Cat is restoring a pretty cool car. And yeah, then here we do have, just to show you a few, because you know I won't go into in space, ambience in space. And apart from this, you do have the brass loop designer, and this is where it really gets interesting, I think. Just You know, there are just those loops. And if you know the libraries, there's the designer keys. So if I press the C down here, I mean here I do have my menu where I say A, C, E whatsoever. And if I press the C now, then you see the keys that get triggered, because you always have a bass range, a mid range, and the high range. You do have the very same thing even in the loop designers and stuff like this. So then I can say if I like this bit from the bass, so I get on the designer keys the low rhythm, I take the C on the mid keys. I like this one, you know, I trigger it here and then. You see, you just create those loops with the loop designer the way you want it. So just to show you, you know, only the brass library, what you get in there, it's tons of stuff and they all sound good. Let's maybe get a little bit nasty with those contra trombones. The Essentials versions, we will talk about it in a second, does have the very same loop designer, does have the very same designer, you know, brass designer, woodwind designer, string designer. It doesn't have the single instrument. So in this case, you won't get the horns and the trumpets and the tenor trombones and the contrabass trombones and the tubas. Let's listen to the tubas because they are really badass. You only get an ensemble. I will show you in Vento in a second. I love the tubas, but as I have something in mind, I will go back to the 12 horns because, you know, 12 horns to the right, 12 horns to the left, and because I need this for what I have in mind in a second. Then there is Novo. Novo is their string library, and it's the same concept of libraries. It's the same engine, if you will. You do have, you know, here, no, sorry. You know, I told you I'm running out of time. Forzo, still back to Forzo. I'm still in the traditionals. We just had the core articulations. Then there are the extended articulations to show you. For example, the waves. Pulsing beats. Random flutters. Random staccatos. And I guess if you're writing orchestral stuff, then you know how useful those things are, and you can't program them in MIDI. No chance. Or your library does have them recorded or not. And then apart from the extended articulations, you have the effects. Something like this, clusters. Clusters crescendo. Time synced. Clusters swell, cluster bends. Seasick bends. Priceless stuff, really, really. So, full mix only because I wanted those later on. Then Novo, I said, the string library. The very same thing you do have. If you open up Novo, you do have the traditional folder where you do have the violin section, the viola, the cello, the bass, and high ensemble textures and low ensemble. And then in there you do have, for example, I'm on the violas, the long notes. Legato. Tremolo, spiccato, and here it's the round robins. And what's pretty cool on this one, they thought about the bowing, the up and the down, because the sound is slightly different, and to get the right samples in the right rate triggered, you have the bowing, only the ups, only the downs if you want, or you set it on auto, and then here you set the rate that you want. You know, the up and the down happening. Then even here you do have the various EQs or full mixes, and then yes, you know, the envelope, the EQ, the filter, the mixer, the performance, where you do have, for example, a gate, or an arpeggiator, which maybe switch off the gate. Lots of stuff. And then the space where you have the delay and the reverb. This is what you have in here. Let's quickly listen maybe to the high ensemble textures, because they are pretty beautiful. Sul Ponticello bends. Sordino bends. And stuff like this through the various instruments. So yeah, you know, the violins, the violas, the cello, the bass, and that stuff. And even here you do have the evolved folder, where you do have the string designer, where you always have this possibility, you know, with 3 layers, where you do have the main thing, and then you have the macro sequencer here, doing whatever you would like to have it to do, the source, where you choose the source for each of the 3 channels and where it should be on the keyboard, and how much the pitch bend wheel should affect it, and all that stuff. There isn't anything you can't adjust in those libraries. That's so nuts. And then yes, here at the pitch bend, you saw up and down, the velocity up and down. You have the cycle engine, where you can have a sample repeated. You see, which even then gets more a pulsing thing. And then you have the master effects, as always, the punish and the twist knob. And let's just play this organic calling. What you have even here, lots and lots and lots of snapshots. And let's just ambient. Let's choose one of those. Forget Me Not. It's one of the rhythmic ones, and yes, it doesn't have to do anything anymore with you know, the real strings, but this is even maybe the reason why you take them lushness. Let's yeah, Blue-Eyed Cat. Thanks. Came a little as a surprise, because it slowed down recently, and then within a few days the 4K hit, and yes, I'm happy. I'm really happy that the channel continues to grow. And just another one quickly. The Old Mill. And then just quickly even here, the loop designer. Let's get into the loop designer. Same thing, you have a low loop, you have a mid loop, and then you have something high. Can come in handy if you don't overdo it. can come in handy if you don't overdo it, really. And on this one, I had my traditional viola section with the spiccato because I would like to show you something in a second. Then within the Novo engine, you do have the Novo packs. For example, the rhythmic textures, it's not a full string section, then it was a little downsized, I think, to 16 players or something like this, where you do have, for example, détaché, rhythmic textures, like the raindrops or paddling waves. I love them. I love them a lot. The rhythmic textures and the intermix textures, I really use them a lot. Even here, the thing with the microphone mixes, if we get into those, just to show you here the rhythmic textures, the violins, détaché, sustained, the violas, détaché, sustained, and the cello, and then even here a designer. Let's just get to a viola sustained textures. And this may be a side that you wouldn't put Heavyocity on if you listen to those beautiful, beautiful, soft and detailed instruments. You know, that's the thing, and then maybe, yeah, I'll do something with the cello, détaché even quickly. So even on the orchestral side, you do find nice things. And then, yes, my absolute favorite lately, because I'm working on something, and I need these things, the solo textures, which is really solo instruments. Then, for example, in this case, the viola. Just to really and even here you have the détaché and you have the soundscapes, for example. And you do have the sustains. There they are. Even here, various. Really soft, really beautiful. If you're into that kind of stuff, check out the solo textures. Because they're really from another. And then, yes, a texture designer, you can imagine, and I think so. Yeah, exactly, Kate, this is why I'm doing it today, because there is the summer sale. And for example, Ascend, we will talk about Ascend. You can get Ascend for €50 at the moment. And then Vento, another library that I enjoy a lot, honestly, because I do love woodwinds, and they just brought, you know, woodwinds back into the game again. You know, there are modern scoring libraries that don't even contain woodwinds anymore, because people think, you know, woodwinds, you know, they're a little old style, and then yes, you get them. So if you take Vento, the full version, now we talk about the full and the essentials. In the traditional folder, you see I have the clarinets, the flutes, the high ensemble, the low ensemble, and the contrabass ensemble. Quickly, really quickly. Even here you do have the repeater. Yeah, yeah, David. Yeah, there is lots and lots and lots of stuff out there at the moment. Everybody is running a summer sale at the moment. Yes, I decided, you know, today to start with my good friends at Heavyocity. And probably over the weekend, as I said at the beginning, I'm running this scoring competition at the moment. It's sponsored by another company. And over this weekend, even they are running their summer sale. I will talk about them too. And then even show maybe how I will score my very personal entry with the library that you can win if you participate. So the traditionals folder. And then here, yes, you do have the evolved ones. You do have the woodwind designer. The same as we had in Forzo, just with woodwinds now. Let's quickly play a little bit with something. But how beautiful is this? If you like woodwinds. There's all this stuff, there's all this stuff. User, you see even here user, Martin, texture 1 and 2, I programmed even 2 of those snapshots for myself already for projects that I've been working on, and then organic healing rain. Beautiful stuff. And then even here the loop designer. Yes, a clarinet and oboe, David, even in mind. There will be clarinet, oboe and a flute. And a flute. I have a flute in mind. Same story. Bass, mids, high, and then the designer key. Triggering them all together. And if we go instead in the traditionals folders, then yes, for example, the clarinets, it's the same thing. You do have all the traditional, the long sustains. Staccato. Even here, the repeater, which I really find useful. Crescendo, a lot. Stuff like this. And then the portato, the sforzato, and here the same story, the core mix, the extended ones, then extended one, subtle pulses. Random vibrato. Random staccato. Then you have a second extended one with even more stuff. Chords. And then you do have the effects. Even effects pretty cool if you have them. Cluster swell, time synced. Let's do it like this. Every time I do like this, everybody writes in the chat, time synced. Because you can't stretch this out often enough, I would say. White clusters. And then rips. And I will take them because I have something in mind. A atonal rip up. Okay, let's do something with those libraries. Oh, before we go to Vento Essentials, now that you saw Vento, the full version, if you go to Vento Essentials, just to show you wherever it is, there it is. You have the full woodwind ensemble, the woodwind designer, which is the same. The loop designer, which is the same. The loops and the designer snapshots, they are different. but of course you could recreate them. And the full woodwind ensemble, you do have this long sustains, staccati, the repeater, the crescendi, random vibrato, so if you're more interested in the sound design side, because you already have your libraries for the classical woodwinds, then the essentials might be pretty interesting for you. And let's do something. I would like to show you something. I prepared something. In Novo, in the cello section, I will go here for the spiccato, and then I just would like to show you how quickly you can come up with a result with this. So I just played quarter notes, pretty boring. I will now take them, I will quantize them, and what you can do if you are working on a string ostinato section, you can do something like this. It could be even faster because you play only one bar and then you copy and paste it, and then once the notes and whilst the notes are still selected, you just in my case I need to press Alt, and then you take them and you drag them, and like this you copy them. This means I doubled them. It sounds like this. And you would say, oh wow, yes, hoo out of fourth you made eighth notes. Yes, you're right. But as now the eighth notes that I copied are still all selected, I can easily drag their velocity down and get this effect. Just as much pumping as I want, you know? Okay, this is a trick that I use pretty often. Then I will go here to the violas and I will do just the very same thing. I do have here the spiccato. I know this will be 16th notes once it's ready. So the up down I set to 16. Record. Same story as before. I quantize them and then I just take them and I copy them. So out of those 8th notes I get 16th notes. I work on the velocity. As easy as that, you can create your string ostinati. Then I will take, from Vento, I will take those clarinets, the cluster that I had, this rip cluster, because I really like it here. Come on. There it is. Just something like this. And then with Forzo we go to the 12 horns. Yeah, this is how epic music is. Bernie, the most epic. Then we can go to damage, just to have a loops are bad loop underneath. Let's listen to this one. Same story with the loop designer. You do have your designer keys and then what's getting triggered. And I like this, but I would like to start with the low drums, the mid drums, and then at the repetition we bring in the higher ticky 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 tick. If you need an epic drum percussion tutorial in 60 seconds, there is one on my channel. Okay, I quickly sync this, and then another thing pretty cool, many people don't know it, in the loop designer at the very end you do have those subtle hits, you know, those, yeah, maybe not so subtle, and you do have swells, which even in designer you can choose what you would like to have here. This one or not. This one, it lasts 4 beats, so I can put it in here. And then at the very end, yes, we could have placed a subtle boom, but I would like to show you, maybe, yeah, it's so difficult to say which is my favorite Heavyocity library, because I think I would say the solo textures at the moment and Ascend, but Symphonic Destruction, I use it so often, I really use it so often. So Symphonic Destruction is, in my opinion, a little bit best of Heavyocity, because they use samples from Novo, Forzo and Vento. They have no new samples, and in this library is massive, because you do have the performers, traditional hybrid damaged soundscapes, pedals, damaged pedals and damaged guitars in there, where you really have even very natural sounds, soft sounds, subtle sounds, and then obviously, yes, you do have even the damaged sounds there. We will play some of those, and then you have the designers. You have a loop designer, a little bit like the one in Forzo, Novo and Vento. You have the Symphonic Destruction designer, even this pretty neat, but you do have the Braun designer, and the Braun designer is a beast. Yeah, in its very own league. Even here you do have 3 channels. You do have the lows, and there are dozens and dozens to choose from. I mean, here on the octave you only have 12, but there are way more to choose from. Then you have the mid portion, and then you have the tails. And then in the designer you just choose, okay, let's do this. If I press the C, what would I to have in the low portion? Yeah, maybe this one. Maybe this one. So I click here, then in the mid portion. I like this one. That bends. So and then on the high part. Yeah, this one. This one. So if I press C now, then you have precisely this. Just as we created it, and then I record it at the very end. And there you go. I need quickly to... Okay. Yeah, and I think we made it through the orchestral side of Heavyocity. Let's maybe remain a little bit in Symphonic Destruction, because it's really worth it. Performers, traditional. I just would like to show you some of the traditionals quickly to Automotive woods. Lyrical strings. Lush strings. You know, these things maybe you don't expect in Symphonic Destruction. Then you do have the hybrid ones. Just really quickly, a few of them. And me personally, I do love the fact that they anyhow have a natural touch to them. I don't know how to explain it. They don't sound like synth sounds primarily. Uneasy tremors. Just ready to show you some of them. Then there are the soundscapes. Pretty cool. The Foundry. And those are things that you really, if you're into scoring, you come up quick. With something like this. And don't go in. Then there are the traditional pedals. They're cool. They are cool. Heavy orchestra. Trills the hunt. Arctic drafts. Quiz show. 5, 4, you know the answer. 3, 2, 1, you know. Hybrid pedals. What's even neat? You know, the damaged pedals, obviously. Brooding hero. And then, which was a huge surprise when Symphonic Destruction came out, the damaged guitars, because they already gave you a little preview of their damaged guitars library. Which in a hybrid score you can absolutely use them. And then there are the designers, you know, the SD designer. We have pretty cool stuff going on. Then 3 channels. Here you see, I already did some stuff for my own. You have the all-stars, the damaged, the hybrid, the loop combos. If you would like to hear something, if you're curious, you know, just write it in the chat. Otherwise, I will just, because we still have so many instruments to talk about. Hybrid, disturbing woods. Really cool cool sounds in the designer, the Brahm designer, we already talked about it, and I think Symphonic Destruction, the Brahm designer alone is worth the price, especially now during the summer sale. But you know, the Brahm designer is only one of many NKIs that there are in there. And then yes, there is even here a loop designer, even here again the designer keys. Let's trigger it. You know, stuff like this. Standalone. Yes, it's Symphonic Destruction. Pack this underneath a pad. Pack this within a score. Pack this. It's quick and dirty, and as it is a designer, you know, loops are bad. Yes, no, loops are fantastic. You create them. You always have the low portion, the mid portion, and the high portion. You can play with this. You can play with this a lot. So yes, the orchestral side. I think we are through the orchestral instruments: Novo, Forzo, Vento, Symphonic Destructions, the essentials, the Novo packs, Gravity 2. Gravity 2. My Gravity 2 is your scoring toolkit where there is so much to talk about. I mean, I have a 2-hour-long live stream on my channel talking only about Gravity 2, and in Gravity 2 you have the designer, the menus, the XL menus, and in the designer, then even here factory, you see I already have my own here. You have the cue curators, the rhythmic bass, the tonal textures, atonal textures, modal textures, stings, transitions, and impacts, and transitions, even swell and risers. So let's quickly go through some of them. Ambient moods, a haunted ordeal, just really to show you some of them. Dark Dust. Really, 2 hours, you know, 2 hours I went through this. Tonal textures, delicate, an uneasy calm. The engine, I mean the Gravity engine, we will talk about some Gravity packs, and the Gravity 1 engine already was amazing, and I used Vocalise 3 to score a horror short movie just by using the motion engine and then working with the pitch, you know, pitching the sound. So unstable. This engine is on another level. On another level. Really, there is not only the macro sequencer, there is way more stuff going on. So if you're interested how Gravity 2 works, watch my other stream. Then, you know, modal textures, all time lost in minor, for example. By the way, on the Heavyocity side, you can even find my official demo track for Gravity 2, Oblivion Small, just to show you how much music even you can get out of this, because people often think, you know, hey, press a key and then something is happening, but you can't really make music with it. You can, believe me, you can. Then the stings, yeah, the stings are evil. What I might do is even one day a stream comparing the original Gravity. It's nearly 10 years old, I think, and Gravity 2 comparing them a little bit, because Gravity 1 was famous, you know, for its hits and impacts and risers and stuff like this. And then yes, the transitions, swells and risers, they really lots of amazing stuff. Then here some swells. Then yes, risers. Let's just take some of the risers. Okay, let's see if you remembered what I said before. If I make this, you write something in the chat. They are time synced. Obviously, it's written up there how long they are. 2 bars, 4 bars. Yeah. And then the impacts, just quickly some of the impacts. Yeah, exactly, synchronized. That's the design. And then yes, there are the menus, or the XL menu, where you just have many things all over the keyboard. In this case, scoring accents. Massive compositions, precisely. Yeah, that's Gravity 2. Really, that's quickly Gravity 2. 2 hours. It took me 2 hours to go through this library alone. Then Damage 2 in this case. What an amazing percussion library, really. Just let me quickly save this because it wasn't too bad. Here I have opened the loop designer, and if you are, Damage 2, here it is. You have the loop designer, a kit designer, and an ensemble designer. In the loop designer, you have many, but really many snapshots. I mean, now I'm in the organic cinematic, then there's the hybrid cinematic, the breakout loops, the full loops, the high loops, and stuff like this. And you always have the loop designer. You have this key triggering a bass portion, a mid portion, and a high portion. Look at this interface, and then look at this t-shirt. You might recognize it. And then you really create the loops the way you want them. Even there, I already have a tutorial about Damage 2, and then especially about those keys up here, where you can decide then which swells or transitions or those subtle, nice little hits you would like to have there. Which, by the way, Bernie or whomever, how is Switzerland going? How is the game going? Switzerland, go! And then there is, yes, that's the loop design. I mean, there are the loops, and they are so handy. They are so handy because you just quickly can get something out. And then there's the kit designer, which is more like having it for a drum kit, which is more useful maybe in the damaged drums or in the hybrid analog drums or stuff like this. And then yes, the really cool thing is the ensemble designer, because you do have in the ensemble designer, obviously, even here you have, look at how many different snapshots. This means, instruments that they put on the stage. You do have that stage. And just to show you, this drum at the moment is right here. Now I can place it in the behind to the left, in the front to the left, front, center. You know, it's a 3D stage, and you just place that instrument where you want it. Then you do have the source where you choose, obviously, look at what there is. There's the monster ensemble, the organics, the taikos, the ethnic. Those are just categories of sounds, and there are so many sounds that you can then place on those keys to really create your very own ensemble. Then you do have the settings like the you know, crescendo, for example, and you can say how long this crescendo should last. Everything is time synced, 1 bar. Yeah, or a 4th bar. This is so cool even. And this, what I'm doing here is just for this one instrument, for this one key. So for every single key you can do this. Every single key you can have the tuning. Only for this key. This is so amazing. This is so amazing that really every single instrument you decide the settings of it, if it should have a performance or not, the velocity, the you know, whatsoever. Then there's the master effects, even here the punish knob, here the effects chain where you can, you know, really in this chain place the effects in the order that you want it. So much going on in there, so much. Unlike Martin, Switzerland gets a half time. Haha, that's not funny. But as anyhow, you know, everybody watching the game, I can have here my good mood juice in the good mood mug, but I see it's nearly finished. That's a problem. I would need someone now going to the fridge there behind me, take out another one. I will need to do something in OBS, like a pause screen, so I can just put that pause screen on, and then I can go to the fridge and open up another bottle. We like the Grumpy Monkey plugins, Frozen. Whoa, David, I don't know them yet. Grumpy Monkey. I will have a look at them. Then we get to the next category of instruments, which is their newest piano, the Allure, which I like a lot for the simple fact that they sampled an upright kawaii piano just like the one that I had as a child, that I learned playing the piano on. And the Ascend engine even is pretty cool because you do have like just one sound, this one sound here. Going on, you have many snapshots. Even in this one you have many snapshots. How does the Ascend engine work? Let's get to the core, maybe the core upright, a basic soft natural upright. So you have here a 2D mixer with through layers. So there is the natural triple P. You click here, you get to the source, and then here just choose the source for that channel. The volume, the panning, the convolution, the articulation for that channel. Then you do have a second one, and let's, for example, on the second one, let's switch it on, and in here we go for the twine. We switch over here. You have here the mixer. This is how the twine sounds, and then you see, you mix them. You just mix them, or you automate the mixer. You know, this is how this works. And then yes, you do have the modulation, how those things should go up and down. You do have an arpeggiator, and you do have the echoes, and they are amazing because you have, for example, Then here, there's the echo. Let's, or in cascades, going up the number of echoes. Yeah, and then here even, for example, what the echoes should play and stuff like this. You do have the effects, and then you do have even the convolution page where you can here say you would like to have the rhythmic ones, let's say the satellite. And here, let's switch off quickly the echoes just to show you. Here I can dial in the convolution for this one channel. Really, don't take this for granted. There are libraries out there, even, you know, faking 2 or 3 channels or stuff like this, and then you do something like this and it goes on all 3 channels at the same time. You can't even say, yes, on channel 1 I would like to have the convolution, but not on channel 2 or 3. It just goes on everything, and here really channel by channel you can decide the amount, how much you would like to have it dialed in and stuff like this. I just dial in the convolution. I can choose another one in 7th, for example. Yeah, and then here how long it should last. So lots of stuff. And as I said, this is Allure, their latest library in Ascend. It's just the very same engine, because Ascend was the first one, and then there was even their electric piano. The Avant is in the same engine, and in this case Ascend is a concert grand. That's so cool, because even here you do have, you know, the full mix close mic under the piano, the triple P, and then stuff like this: struck, muted, metal, wood, chain, E-bow. You know, normally guitar players, they use an E-bow to get the strings vibrating. They used it on the piano, and then you can really just mix this to your liking. Like, for example, here we take a little of the twine, and here you do have the random, how much you see now the particles going out there, how much they should. This is why I love Ascend so much. It's a beautiful piano, like so many Noir or whatever piano libraries are, the Gentleman or stuff like this. But you do have this possibility. I don't know many piano libraries that give you this. And then, yes, there are the echoes that you can even use. Just in octaves, for example. And then the convolution and stuff like this. Ascend is €50 at the moment, if I'm informed well. So maybe it's your time to get Ascend if you're looking for a pretty cool piano, because even here, switch off the fancy stuff. Full mix, triple P mix, yeah, and this is your trailer piano. Ding, the ping. Okay. Then we go on to the next No chance that we get to some of the gravity packs. Even there, one that I really love, really love, is the acoustic scoring guitars. For example, there are those phrases in different keys. In the Gravity engine, even there, I won't go into detail about the Gravity engine. Just as I said, even there's the motion key, and then there are the effects that you can trigger with the trigger keys here. Up there, there are the trigger keys. You have to switch on the fly, the motion engine, or, for example, here, the distortion. I can switch on distortion. Okay, but I can even trigger it with the trigger key whilst I play, like the lo-fi. Okay, so pretty neat. And then, apart from those beautiful phrases in the acoustic scoring guitars, then there are even pulses. There are acoustic guitarscapes. Listen to those. Even this one is one that I really use a lot. And then there are the melodic phrases that you already had. Then there are pads. Just some pads. Really just quickly. Here you do have, as always, you know, the keys to trigger. So even those gravity pads, they are cool pad elements, you know, complex pads, performance palettes, rhythmic harmonies, rhythmic pedals. So let's just get into some of those rhythmic pedals, even to show you them. Obviously, there's even the acoustic, the scoring guitars too. Very similar, but in this case with electric guitars, like even here, there are drones, for example. Very beautiful. But there is more to it. Obviously, there's more to it. So, pads and drones, melodic pulses and phrases. Let's just get some of them, some phrases. Just to show you a little bit, then apart from the phrases, even here you do get the pads. Complex. Let's just take some of the complex pads. Or in the underworld. Just to quickly, you know. And then there are even various possibilities here, like the ambient 1, ambient 2, the motion. or for whom the bell tolls. Imagine Uncharted 88 kicking in with a loop. Something like this. Yeah, Scoring Guitars 2. I bought it a long time ago. 3 or 4 years ago I bought it, I think. And the performance palettes, rhythmic pedals. Yeah, some of the rhythmic pedals even, they are cool. They are really cool, stacked, staggered, just quickly. If you just need some, you know, not too heavily distorted guitars in your score. Then there comes a library that is really meaning a lot to me. It's Vocalise 3. And the very first official demo track that I wrote for Heavyocity, that they accepted as one of their official demo tracks, I wrote it with Vocalise 3, and you find it even in my playlist. And it was just such an amazing surprise when Heavyocity said, yes, wow, that song has something. We can use it as an official demo. So Vocalise 3 has, as the other Gravity packs, obviously melodic phrases in various keys. Which I used in my demo track Weightless. So where is it? Vocalise 3. Then, you know, various phrases, as I said, in various keys. Even here in the engine, where I said I scored a horror movie, a short horror movie with Vocalise 3, where I did something like this, but without the gate, you know, without the gate. So it's just obviously not that exaggerated, but it was something like just like. So it was really definitely unstable. Then, apart from the melodic phrases, they did something pretty intelligent, in my opinion. The intervals by the two singers, Carla and Christine. Because you need intervals so often. And they just sampled them, because even this is something that you can't program with MIDI, or you have it recorded, or it sounds fake. And here you just have those intervals. Yeah, they even had a beautiful rescoring competition, like they often do when they have a library. Then they have their trailer, and then you can rescore it. And then there are rhythmic pedals. Just to show you a few of those. Dune. Ari Winters has an amazing video on the Heavyocity YouTube channel where he wrote an Dune inspired track using Vocalise 3. And then there are, apart from the pedals, then there are the scapes and drones, and even they are so cool. So yeah, Vocalise 3, even maybe one of the libraries that you should look at, and then A minor, for example, the Vocalscapes. And then on top of this, an acoustic guitar, and then a viola or a cello playing the melody. How beautiful. How beautiful. Or even the breathscapes. Very interesting in this one. Because they're even in the pedals, I think it was. Straight pedal, whisper menu, exactly this one. This one. So yeah, the gravity packs, really the scoring guitars, the acoustic guitars, Vocalise series, this is all in the Gravity engine. Those are the gravity packs. Now we come to another amazing library, because the Metalhead, the Diam damaged guitars. Damaged guitars, you know, we started with strings and woodwinds and brass, you know, and then we had single string textures, and then we had damage, and then we had the piano, and we had Symphonic Destruction, we had Gravity, and now the damaged guitars. They are pretty cool because they just recorded. I mean, you do have the possibility to play with the guitars. We will do this, but they recorded many riffs. For example, this is maybe a little slower. And even this library obviously is... And again, here, if you have the combos, they recorded even a matching bass line. How cool is that? And then in this case here, even some scapes to match it. Okay, and let's do this. Let's do this. I will start with the bass and then... Thank goodness. Don't worry, we will get to the damaged part. We will get to the damaged part. Okay, I know where I want to go. But together with damaged guitars came out the damaged rock grooves. Oh yeah, by the way, I'm sorry. We talked about damage too. In the damage engine, you know, the engine that they used for damage 2, you do get not only damage 2, you know, they're massive, huge percussion library, you know, from a snare to sticks to dustbins and crashing cars on a, you know, where they dismantle cars and stuff like this. There's everything in it, but in the very same engine you get one of my favorite percussion libraries, by the way, which is the Uncharted 88. There it is, Uncharted 88, which used a dismantled piano to create all those sounds. Because if you ever hit a piano or scratched on a piano or stuff like this, you know how much inside, how much life develops in there. Just to show you quickly the sounds. You see, this all comes from pounding string strains, wood strikes, iron strikes, string strikes, and stuff like this. Damaged piano hits, hybrid piano hits. Same concept as Damage 2, same engine even here. Amazing loops, amazing loops. And then again in the same engine. Listen how beautiful this is. So natural, but the same. So, whoa, what's that sound? And then, yes, they do have their damaged drum kit. No, a damaged drum kit, which is really just a drum kit for... yeah, mostly rock music, heavy music, stuff like this. And then, lately, they came out with the analog hybrid drums. Even those are amazing. Maybe even a little more hard-hitting than the damaged drum kit. If I would need to choose personally between the damaged drum kit and the damaged analog hybrid drums, I would choose the damaged analog hybrid drums. They hit harder, in my opinion. Just here quickly. Hybrid assaults. Yeah, exactly. Prepare that piano for destruction. And yes, we have been at the... Sorry, I got distracted. The damaged guitars. With the damaged guitars, they came out with a library which is called the Damaged Rock Grooves. It's a light version, if you will, of the damaged drum kit. I can show you, because you have only the loops. You don't have the drum kit itself, you have only the loops, but there are clean grooves, there are heavy grooves, and now there comes the thing. Yes, there are time synced. There are the damaged guitar grooves. So the damaged guitar riffs on D, on A, or on F sharp, in clean or in heavy. So we have been here, and that's so cool because you have matching drum grooves. We are in the clean riff combo 2A. So I go to the damaged rock grooves, and here I go to the A, clean 2A, this one. If I choose this one, then I do have precisely matching drum grooves, and then I played on the, because obviously even this is something that you just, if you do it, need to remember, I played on the C, because on every on every key there's a different riff going on, but we played the one on the C. So I go into the damaged rock grooves, and there is exactly the same, the designer. If I press just the C, then there plays the whole groove. I have the bass, I have the snare, and I do have the hi-hats, and then up here I have again whatever I would like to place here. And let's just try to do something. So you see, this is exactly how they are meant to work together, because they are just matching. If I change it here, for example, we go here, we go back to the damaged guitars. Now we just play the one on the E, for example, if they sound good. This one, B flat. David, I'm with you 100% about their percussion libraries. To be honest, because between the damaged drum kit and the analog hybrid drums, Uncharted 88 is completely different because it just sounds out of a piano. Damage 2 is Damage 2, and yes, obviously the damaged drum kit is the full version, and the damaged rock grooves, they just used the loops from the damaged drum kit to match it with the damaged guitars. So if you don't have the damaged drum kit, then in my opinion, if you're interested in damaged guitars, then get only the damaged rock grooves, because then you can combine them and that's it. And then yes, of course, if you take, for example, the gravity packs or stuff like this, yes, if we're talking about drones or pads or stuff like this, yes, as soon as you start to sound design, like before in Novo, some of the designer sounds, they don't remember strings anymore sound wise. So anyhow, we have been here, wing dong bong, check on the B flat. We go to the damaged rock grooves, and let's just see how the rock groove sounds. That should suit. Yeah, that's it. And there you are. Obviously, you could choose any other groove. So if I take this one and I just bring it down on a different note, I have another loop, but it's not the loop for this riff anymore. Beautiful, the same. Let's take another one. They're all beautiful. Hi Mark, this is out of the box. This is out of the box. You can see here in Logic maybe everything is switched off. There is no audio effects, there is no mastering on it, there are no plugins on it. These are just the libraries out of the box, and I didn't even go into details like here working then on the master effects or the send effects or whatsoever. So we go back to the damaged guitars, because obviously, they are called damaged guitars, not because we would like to hear another Bon Jovi ballad. No, we want damaged guitars. So I would like to show you now in damaged guitars what else there is. There are, for example, the playable guitar textures. Really just me playing, you know, no loop, anything. Some of them. Less Angeles. Then triple P is always one of the staples, nearly every. Then here again, snapshots over snapshots, reversed. And even here again, tempo synced, double speed, half speed. Amazing stuff. Core guitars, then the triple PS, because even here you do have the slots where you can choose the sounds that you would like to load, like in nearly every Heavyocity library. And the ones in the brackets are the ones that are already loaded. And if you don't need, for example, the Dreams reversed whatsoever, you just put it to none, and your RAM footprint gets lower as soon as you unload that sample. And then yes, there are the textures, Angels Fall. Or Distant Teledream. Yeah, just to show you, but you know, we are still in the territory of a Bon Jovi ballad. This is not what we are aiming for in Damaged Guitars. I just wanted to show you, because now here there are the riffs. I will go to the Damaged Guitars in A. There are the heavy riff single instruments where you just have the heavy riffs, the bass riffs, the clean riffs whatsoever, or then the combos. Yeah, just quickly, heavy combo 1. We go up a little bit with the speed, a little down, 100. David, yes, the reversers are cool. Fabio, hey, ciao, piacere vederti. Bene. And here on every key, you know, here you do have the trigger keys. And here you do have the various riffs. Even here you do have the main page. 1, 2, 3, the options, you know, the pitch bend, the velocity and that stuff. If the sustain pedal should work on it or not. You do have the designer, as always, where you choose which riff should be played if you press the key. You see it here. Then you do have the macro sequencer, as always, and you do have the master effects. I won't go into those details. I have enough videos talking about the single libraries where I explain them in detail. So, and then on the orange keys, you do have the matching bass. And then here, nice stuff like this, yeah. Stuff like this, and here, let's do this quickly. I will just choose one of them. Okay, just quickly. Then, of course, you need to synchronize them. And then we get to the rock grooves. I am in heavy riff combo 1 on A, because they sampled those riffs on various keys. And then here I get to the damaged guitar grooves on A, heavy 1. And I played, just to start with, on the key D. So if I press the D here, then I do have for sure the matching drum pattern for this, and then I switched from the D to F. Okay. let's see if I can do this. Yeah, you see, I just changed my pattern here from the groove that I played on the key D to the F to match what was played in the guitar. It sounds like this. This library is pure fun. Obviously, even here, to don't have only, as I said before, if you're into the damaged guitars and you don't have any of the drum libraries from Heavyocity yet, then maybe don't get the drum kit. Get the damaged rock grooves which suit the damaged guitars, and then you know you would have theoretically only the loops. But here on the designer page, the source page, you choose anyhow what you would like to have up here, you know, simple reversers, or you know, there are the various transitions. You just choose one, a snare reverse, a tom reverse, or whatsoever, because I would like to, because even this is one bar. Let's do this. Let's play this quickly in. And there you are, just to show you, if you know the libraries, really, if you know them, then you can do so much. Okay, damaged guitars, and just to show you what I said before, there are many. I nearly would dare to say thousands of those various riffs, you know, heavy guitar, guitar bits, just really guitar chunks. And I'm only in the key of A where they recorded them. Then there are the clean guitar riffs. So if you're into guitar, then this library is really. Then there are just really quickly openers. To start your piece. Yes, you can do all those things by yourself. Yes, we all know how to use a low pass filter or a distortion or stuff like this. But if you get it like this, this is just time saving. That's it. And the drums kick in, bam, boom, boom, bam, and then the riff starts, you know, stuff like this. I love it. I really enjoyed this one a lot. Ambient nerves. So really a lot in the damaged guitars. And then yes, the combos that we had, chunk combos, clean riff combos. then yes, the combos between the bass and the guitar, where you have both of them together. But just quickly, time is running out. Time is running out. Just to show you, maybe F sharp. Some of them in the F sharp, even because even they are cool. And just combine, the damaged guitars and the damaged rock grooves with, for example, Voices of Rage by Sound Iron, where you have to do, this stuff, if you don't want to do it by yourself, like I did on my Christmas song. Maybe some of you remember, where I had my Jingle Bells version done with the damaged guitars and this Jingle Bells, Jingle. Yeah, I'm having too much fun, I know. I should take this serious. So, we are coming to an end. It will last longer than 2 hours, but we are coming to an end because we are coming to the Mosaic series. The Mosaic is just, sorry a second, because I'm getting in so many messages. The Mosaic series is a series where Heavyocity, the boys and girls over at Heavyocity just say this is their fun line, their fun series, their to the heart series, which they really like. And from the Mosaic series, for example, there's Mosaic Neon or Mosaic Pads, and I do love the Mosaic Pads a lot. Those Mosaic series, they always are in the same engine. Even here I won't go into details about the engine because I did it already, but you have 3 channels. All of the 3 channels are completely autonomous. Everything is possible to modulate through the macro sequencer. Everything, there's this sequencer where you have the volume and the filters and the gate and whatsoever. Then here is the control page. You do have the options where you can lay out the sounds on the keyboard, like channel 1, please whole keyboard. Channel 2, only the upper range. Channel 3, only the mid range, or something like this, like the Gravity engine, like the Gravity 2 engine. You do have an arpeggiator. And again, I know I really sound like a broken disc, but even here you have 3 channels and you do have 3 arpeggiators. Because there are libraries, even if they fake, as I say, to having 2 or 3 channels, they do have an arpeggiator, but it goes on all 3 channels at the very same time. And here, every channel is completely autonomous. So on one channel, you can say arpeggiator and this and macro sequencer and BEP and low pass filter and that, but in the other 2 not, and stuff like this. So if you're interested really in seeing what you can tweak and what you can do with those engines that Heavyocity has, then maybe watch my live stream about Gravity 2. 2 hours only diving into one of those engines, showing you what you can really do. Then yes, here's the macro sequencer with all its goodies, and even here, really those libraries, this is always so funny if you compare even prices. I know I'm a little biased because I'm a huge fan of Heavyocity, even because their libraries, they are reliable. They just work. You don't find errors, you don't find mistakes, you don't find they're not too heavy on the RAM, they're not too heavy on the CPU. And then yes, you have all those possibilities and all those knobs and all those faders, but look at this. This is the macro sequencer, and within the macro sequencer you have the envelope, the EQ, the filter, stuff like this. And every single element of those does have a sub menu, and all of those sub menus go, and I underline it again, on each single channel. So it's not like, okay, yeah, low pass, and then low pass is working on the whole thing. No, on one channel if you want. David, thanks for your ongoing support. Really, thanks for joining in. Thanks for watching. It's always a pleasure to see you guys in the chat. Really, this is even why I love those live streams so much, because it's a little bit like, you know, being in the same room, you know, talking about things. And I always say this: if you want to know something, if you have questions, just write them. Yes, I can spoiler even this. You know, apart from the ongoing scoring competition with Kate. We do have something boiling in the pot. Be prepared for seeing us two old grumpy metalheads together on the screen. So yes, and the master effects, let's just listen to one of those sounds in the Mosaic Pads. This is, you know, the low A, higher A, and then pads. Even here there are obviously various snapshots, you know, the tonal, for example, gritty ones, altered states. As we are here, tonal in the mellow ones, hollow memories. There you see, here the macro engine working, doing its thing. And then, you know, if you have a library like this, spend some time on it. Really spend some time on it and try to figure out, hey, what's going on? Why is the sound doing what it's doing? You see here on channel 2, there's the gate sequence. I switched this off. And the pumping is gone. Because the pumping was the gate on channel 2. Which is getting stronger, which you can see here as the gate gets dialed in by the macro sequencer. So really, really, really know your libraries, know your tools. Don't just, you know, be happy to have those sounds. You know why they're happening, what's going on, and then say, whoa, I like the wobbling, but not so much. And then you just dial down the amount. You don't allow the amount to go that far. That's it. As easy as that. As easy as that. Now we have a wobble, but a slight wobble. Okay, so really, I can't. Yeah, it's written here. You know your tools, know your libraries. That's so important. And then yeah, maybe chordal, just the Dreamweaver. If you're looking for cool pads, then I'm pretty sure that those moving filaments. No, I would like to find one. Sorry, I would like to find one. Wow, this one looks interesting. What I was looking for is just to show you maybe another one. Yeah, where you do have different things on various. So that's going on the lower range. That's going on the upper range. So yeah, lots of stuff going on in those Mosaic pads. And maybe as we're talking about the Mosaic series, let's quickly go even into the Mosaic Neon, for example. Be prepared for something pretty cool. Where you do have, you know, the same engine, the same Mosaic engine as before, and here you do have the ARPs, for example. Little bit, you know, Jean-Michel Jarre, Tangerine Dream, stuff like this. You do have even here inside pads, digital dreamers. Yeah, and inversions. Then playables, echo chimer. And rhythmic stuff, disturbances. Dream waves. Maybe 110 a little too quick for Dreamwaves, but just here to show you even the Mosaic series really do have to offer the puncher. Yeah. Now we will need Kate. Now we need Kate because Kate is the god of those things to come up then with something like Kiss My Jaeger. He would just start subtle like this. And then there would come this drum fill. And then hell would explode with a bass riff. Something going on the high notes. Something on the stereo field going like this. Yeah. Yeah, we should do something together once, Kate, maybe. You know, after yeah, we will. And yeah, just I think that's it really. But we are in since 2 hours, and I said I was a little afraid to do it in 2 hours. I won't. But anyhow, I would like to talk about the Foundation series, because Heavyocity in the past, they came up with a lot of free stuff. So they do have their Foundation series where they have a bass, staccato strings, a nylon guitar, an emotive choir, a piano, a staccato brass. They had even play it forward and loops out of damage and stuff like this. I'm honest, I don't know when the next Foundations instrument will come out, but what I would like to stress out, those Foundations instruments, they are for free. In the free player, you do not need the full version of Contact. And I would like to show you something quickly, how cool the Foundation series is because every Foundations instrument, you know, they have themes like the piano or the brass or stuff like this. And I think you can hear it now, that apart from the piano, which I can dial down, there is a texture going on. Yeah, sorry, I dialed it up too much maybe. Daniel, hat mich wirklich gefreut. Danke, dass du da warst. Und so what you have then is obviously the envelope. You do have the effects, you know, the punish and the reverb and the delay, but you do have here an arpeggiator and a gate sequencer that you can switch on or off. And let's just show you. I dial down the piano. I just have the texture on like this. And then here I go into the gate on the texture. Even here, you know, it's not that just on both, no, on the texture. And this is what the texture is doing now. It's already a pretty cool pad, isn't it? With a free library, you know, with a free library. You could spend even $160 on a padish library if you want, but you have something really, really similar here for free. And then let's load up a second one, for example, the choir. Now that's this thing in Contact F9. We'll need to do it differently, no problem. We do this quickly. So I had the gate on the texture. Then I load the choir underneath in the same channel. And then I dial down the voices. And I go even here on the texture where I switch on the gate. Just to show you, really just to show you. I just created this pad with free libraries. Okay, with free libraries, and then maybe we go back here, we switch on a little more off the choir. And I do have this evolving pad out of the free Foundation series. Just to show you, even really the Foundation series is worth looking at. And now we could go back to the piano. Maybe. No. But we can do something like this now. Okay, underneath that, I just load up again the Foundation's piano on a different track. There we are. There we are. Here I go for the piano really as is. Because even in the foundations, as you see, there are various snapshots that you can use, and I'm not sure what let's see. Really done only with the free instruments from Heavyocity. I will give it now a little more. Let's just okay, I will go. Even here I created a piano when I wrote the demo track for Gravity 2. Ja. Bernie, das machen wir nicht, oder? Das geht gar nicht. Okay. Yeah, with the free foundation series. And then just to show you, I know it's not fair because at the moment they're not any longer available because they come out for 1 year and then you can donate for a good reason and get a library for free. So from the Heavyocity free stuff, there have been the free production loops 2020 and 2021. And let's just do this. Production loops. Yeah, this one, for example. So, just to show you, this was done with free instruments from Heavyocity. Even if, I repeat, there is no chance to get those free production loops 2020, yeah, quite some time ago, anymore. But who knows, maybe they come out with something similar even this year then, or the Play It Forward series. So even the Foundation series, have a look at them, in my opinion. Have a look at them, play with them. Because the simple fact that even in this free library you have 2 channels and you have the possibility here for the gate or the arpeggiator to switch it on or off separately for the 2 layers. Of course, here the ADSR goes only on one, but hey, they are for free, okay, there. And the piano, the texture, the volume of those, and then the effects. And really, that's it for today. A little longer than 2 hours, but yeah, I was afraid at the very beginning I wouldn't even go through half of it. And this is what we did with the orchestral stuff at the beginning. Yeah, of course it doesn't work anymore because in the Symphonic Destruction I'm not on the Brahm designer anymore. But we can quickly can we resolve this, because we just go back to the Brahm designer. Haha, whatever there is. And Damage 2 even doesn't work out anymore because I am now in the ensemble designer, not anymore in the loop designer. So we just load up the loop designer again. Doesn't matter. I remember in the organic cinematic, one of those, just to show you again. Of course, the Brahm that we had before was way cooler. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. Bernie, I still need to get those headphones that you advised. I guess you can tell my ears now, they should be as red as tomatoes. And Bernie suggested to get lighter headphones, you know, especially for those streams where I am 2 hours just under the headphones, because when I'm working, yes, I'm normally working, you know, just with the Yamaha NS10Ms on, or then, you know, 1 hour maximum with the headphones, at least with the same pair of headphones, because I have 2 different pairs of headphones to listen to them even variously, and then I have even those nice edifiers here to them. But I really hope I could show you how huge the catalog of Heavyocity really is, from the orchestral stuff to the very soft that I really love, the solo textures, the intimate textures and that stuff, to the Ascend and the Allure, to Damage, to Gravity, to the scoring guitars, scoring acoustic guitars, Vocalise, stuff like this, in the Gravity engine, those Gravity packs, the Damaged guitars that really are my kind of thing, the Mosaic series, the Foundation series. There is lots of stuff, really, there's lots of stuff. And as they are having good prices now during the summer sale, if you are looking for something from them, or if you're, you know, on the fence, Symphonic Destruction, again, Symphonic Destruction will keep you busy, I would say, for weeks, not days, weeks, until you discover the full range of content that there is, and until you learn even the engine. This is always, you know, what I would like to say, you know, learn even to use those tools, really to use the library as it is, and not like, well, yeah, but if I use this sound, everybody can recognize it. Yes, if you use it out of the box, but then tweak a little bit with stuff and things like this. And obviously a big thanks goes out to my friends over at Heavyocity for supporting me, and even for sending over the NFR copies for new products, so I can test drive them, and even once in a while coming up with a demo track they then put on their website. And I think really, yes, there are Bernie, I will get them. I will get them. Unfortunately, I'm a little on the expenses at the moment. We had a smaller problem here at the house, so at the moment my bucks need to go somewhere else. But I will get those headphones too. The third compare them, because yeah, I read even the reviews about them, and they must be fantastic for the sound quality, but as they are so lightweight, I think you can see it, at least my ears, they are just feel like this. And that's it, really, from my side for today. See you very soon. This weekend we will come up, Marika and we will come up with a update video about our scoring competition. Then I will do a live stream, maybe something like live scoring or stuff like this. I'm still working on a video about a nice project that I did with Bernie. There is something even boiling in the pot, will be pretty cool. And yeah, loops are bad. Loops are bad, absolutely, yeah. And even here, you know, thanks to Heavyocity for allowing me to use that loop from their user interface. And that's it, really, that's it. I will stop the stream now. Have a good night, have a good rest of the week, enjoy your weekend. And you know, weekend even is coming. And yeah, see you very, very soon. See you very, very soon. Good things are happening. Good things are happening, really. And we will talk about them and we will share them, and make good music always. Have a good night. Bye-bye.